Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw, and I'm here at Ocean House in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, with a good friend, Daniel Hostetler, who's the president and group managing director of OHM Collection. Now, what is OHM Collection? Well, the first words are Ocean House, and we're going to find out about Ocean House, which is a classic property that we've visited before, as well as the rest of the collection, here on Insider Travel Report. First of all, Daniel, it's great to see you again. Great to be back.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome back.
It's great. We're here. We're the beginning of in the middle of October now, and I've had a chance to visit, reinterest myself in all that Ocean House has to offer, and it's really a great property. And let's first of all talk about OHM Collection, because that includes Ocean House and what other properties?
Well, we have our sister property, the Weekapaug Inn, which is here in Westerly, Rhode Island, just like the Ocean House, 7 miles down the road. We have the Watch Hill Inn, which is our summer seasonal little property here in Watch Hill, a little more millennial focused. And then we have the Inn at Hastings Park, which is our property just outside of Boston on the battlefield where the American Revolutionary War began.
Yeah, so that's where I'm driving up there today. They're sending me off campus. So that's
fantastic property. And then back here in Rhode Island, we have our newest addition, which is the Preserve Sporting Club, which is a 3,500 acre outdoor paradise, private club, 50 different activities that guests can do, and we are just adding a hospitality component, so you can now stay over. It was traditionally more of just a club component.
Well, it all sounds fantastic, and I'm just at the first day of my little tour through your empire here. So it's going to be fun, and I wanted to talk to you first about Ocean House, which is the classic property. Remind us about Ocean House. Talk us about the accommodations and the dining.
Well, the Ocean House has been here since 1868, the original one, and then we came and it closed in 2003, and we built an exact replica. So what you are seeing is a reproduction with 5,000 of the original artifacts. We have 65 rooms and suites in 200,000 square feet of space, so quite a large footprint.
Really overlooking the beach, too.
With the only private beach in New England where you can literally walk out the back of the hotel and have 950 feet of private beach and cabanas and a restaurant down there, 6 restaurants in total, culinary education center, cinema, you name it. We have a lot going on here. We really take that sort of cruise ship mentality where once you're in and you've paid the rate, there is yoga classes, wine tasting, painting classes, sort of lots of different, sort of a sea day mentality where you can do as many things as you would like complimentary, or you can do nothing at all. So hopefully you'll get a chance to partake in some of those resort activities.
I already have a little, certainly the food part of it.
Good.
That's like that. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you is since I was here last, you've had a few updates, and I do want to talk about two things. That last time I was here, we interviewed in one of your suites, the Tower Suite, which is amazing. But you have a few other suites that are just amazing too, right?
We do. We have 19 of those signature suites like the Tower, which are individually designed and decorated. So the Morgan Suite, hopefully you'll be able to see this visit, is
I did see it. It was
great.
Yeah.
2 stories, looks like the inside of a sailing ship. So lots of different suites to choose from, yes.
Yeah, and including, like, in the Morgan Suite, you can actually have these sort of nautical bunks.
Yes, you can, like in the dining room, yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff, and then of course, as you said, with the Tower Suite, so we decided to come down. We're actually in the club room, which is sort of for members only, because you do have members who take out suites and cottages, and you do have some cottages too, right?
That's correct. So this room is members and suite guests only, and then we have 6 cottages, which range from 2 bedrooms to 8 bedrooms, and up to 10,000 square feet. So cottages by the Rhode Island standard of cottages.
Well, everybody has their definition of cottages.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's like the new definition of boutique hotel.
Right, exactly.
Now let's talk a little bit about some other things you have. You have sort of a gaming room. I don't know what you would call it. You got billiard room. You have squash courts, things like that.
We do squash courts, children's center, billiard room, wine tasting, culinary education center, and then we like to change things up a bit with the guests and do pop-ups throughout the course of the year. So this summer we had a Tito's Taco Shack down on the beach, and you are just in time to see our reappearance of our Fondue Village, which is 3 unique gondolas that are decorated to feel like a sort of Swiss après ski experience, seating between 4 and 6 people, so perfect for COVID. We normally open them in December. We brought them back in October this year because we thought it's perfect for social distancing. You get your own little restaurant and can eat cheese fondue and have a great experience, which I think you're going to do tonight.
I'm not sure about that. I got to come back for that. I may have to see it since you are originally from Switzerland,
Yes.
and so you have a little. It's almost like your little homage to Switzerland.
It is. The 3 flags are in the breeze there. The ambassador came to cut the ribbon for us. So yes, it's our little corner of Switzerland.
Well, I'll have to come back for the fondue. But let's talk. And so Ocean House is really a lot of travel advisors. You may know Ocean House or have heard about it. It's amazing property, and any time of the year. The only time I've been here, I think, is really October or between Christmas and New Year's, and it's still amazing. Now let's talk about again the other properties. You told us a little bit about the inns, but talk a little bit more about Weekapaug Inn. Right?
So Weekapaug is 7 miles down the road, and where we are on a beach, they are on a pond, which is really a saltwater inlet off of the Atlantic Ocean. So it's only about 5 feet deep. It's a very outdoorsy resort. Paddle boarding, stand-up paddleboard, kayaking, all sorts of sort of water sports, but not necessarily ocean sports. And then they have a short walk to their own semi-private beach as well. It's only 35 rooms, so it's about half the size of the Ocean House, and it's extremely family-friendly. Lots of all of those outdoor resort activities that we have here that are more adult-focused. Over there, they're much more family and children-focused.
And then you talked a little bit about Watch Hill Inn, which is the other sister property, but that's much smaller, right?
Yes, that's 21 suites, all suite property. It's our only seasonal property, open just from May to October, and it's every room has a kitchen and a laundry facility, so it's designed for more longer stays, and yet you can walk right up the street and have all the facilities of the Ocean House.
Now let's talk about the place you're making me take a road trip now for. It's about 100 miles from here, obviously up in Boston. It's the Inn at Hastings Park, right?
Yes.
Which is talk a little bit about that one.
So 22 rooms, dates back to the Revolutionary War period, literally on the road that Paul Revere traveled, and right on the battlefield of the American.
I'll be thinking about that as I drive up to the inn.
It's a very historic property, but very much also grounded in food and beverage and culinary classes and things like that. But that history there of sort of Lexington and Concord, and doing quite well now post-COVID as sort of a Boston alternative, because if you don't want to be in the city, you're 15 minutes from the city, and lots of outdoor space. So a great little property that is another Relais and Chateau and a great addition to our collection.
Now, let's talk finally about your sort of new crown jewel, which is the Preserve Sporting Club, I believe. Yeah. This just came online, and we actually talked about it. We had a Zoom. This is the first live together we've been. We did a Zoom interview together earlier,
right.
But we talked about that. So talk about the Preserve and what it adds.
Well, I think that it adds a great outdoor component. All of the guests at our beachfront properties can use the facilities there. Their guests can use our beaches here. So whether you want an outdoor experience or whether you want a beach experience, we now have both. It's a 20-minute drive to the property. You're going to love it. It has everything from 50 miles of hiking trails to equestrian to cross-country skiing, snowmobiling, zip lining, rock climbing wall, an 18-hole golf course, and its original roots was a shooting club, so some of the finest shooting in the country. It has the longest indoor firing range, has a 19-stand sporting clay, it has a high tower, it has a 10-stand, so a lot of shooting education sports, archery. It's an outdoor paradise. It's really sort of one of those southern sporting clubs like the Greenbrier or Inn at Palmetto Bluff, but the first one of its kind on the East Coast. And obviously we want to run it to a 5-star standard, and then the room component at the moment is a series of 2- and 3-bedroom cottages dotted across the 3,500 acres. So again, post-COVID, tons of room to spread out. There's only 10 cottages open at the moment. We expect 20 more by the end of the year, and it's been extremely well received.
No, that's where I'm headed. I'm going to be staying up there, and I think I'm doing some skeet shooting, although I'll prove how bad a shot I am, I think. We'll see what happens. I have done that in several places like this, but I'm looking forward to it. And again, it's a totally different kind of property from what you have here. But again, the other part of this is that Ocean House guests can go and use those facilities, right?
Yes, and charge back to the rooms and spend the day up there doing some activities or dining in one of the 2 restaurants. And I think you're going to be shooting with our owner, the chairman there, who is a phenomenal shot. You're going to have a great time.
I think I'll just watch him. I don't know. I've done this before. Sometimes I get lucky. Just maybe I close my eyes and I hit it. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And there's so many other activities out there that I saw.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk. This day and age, the new luxury, of course, is health and safety. And let's talk a little bit about the health and safety protocols that you've instituted both in Ocean House and across the rest of the properties you have.
Well, we call it OWELL, Ocean House Wellness Program. And we took the period that we were closed during COVID to really look at every point that the guest sees from arrival to departure and every point in between and what we could do to make it safer. So everything from the social distancing, obviously, of the indoor restaurant tables to the spraying down of the outdoor furniture every 2 hours to these wonderful new machines called molecules that are in every one of our guest rooms.
I saw that. I was like, what is that? Oh, that's a molecule. I said, what's a molecule?
They filter the air in the room every half hour, I believe, through a special filter that is FDA certified as being a killer of COVID if it's floating around in the air. So we hope that those add just an extra layer of security for the guests when they're staying here with us.
Well, of course, this is a topic, as I said, luxury. The new luxury is health and safety, and everybody wants to know they're safe. But, I mean, you feel so comfortable here, it's hard not to feel safe. But now, you have all these properties now, your little mini empires, I just referred to it. Anything more on the horizon?
We are building in Washington, Connecticut, so we hope to open there in about 2 years. A beautiful little 50-room property, very sort of outdoorsy, similar to the Weekapaug Inn on 19 acres in Washington, Connecticut. So that's next on the horizon.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that. Then that's even closer to me. So then you'll have me driving to Washington, Connecticut next.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyway, Daniel, it's been great to see you. It's great to experience this property. I'm off on a trek through the rest of your resort empire here, and it's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. But actually, it's really great to be back at Ocean House on a beautiful day now.
It is. Thank you. And thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the tour of the empire.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.